Good morning, welcome back. I am back up in the loft, but temptation was to not come back. I don't know what it is. Every time I get near it, I'm filled with like, oh, I don't think I want to do that. But we're here. So you saw me there. I've set myself a challenge to get everything into sections. If you remember last week, I said that I'm going to tidy the loft because I've got lots of my children's things here. So I will make those piles and then identify what's mine. So far, here is my pile. It seems that I have more than I thought. So my thought is this week I will sort it into its section, and next week then take some time to sort through my stuff. I have also made, where are my labels? Labels to label everything so we know whose section's who. And so we're underway. Last week we looked at starting early and to only keep things of value. That's number 2. And number 3 for this week is to organise your things so that they're simplified and so that people are more easily able to find them, which is why I've got the labels. And number 4, a tricky one, is to have the conversations with your family so they know what's what, where things are, and know what to expect. That one I find a little bit more difficult because I have varying thoughts with the different children. Some would like the thought of rifling through everything and coming across things that they had forgotten existed. But I doubt that they would have the time with that. I think that's more of a romantic idea of things. However, anything that does belong to the girls or is part of their history, I have separated into their separate piles. So they will have their history to go through. And when next week I sort out my pile, I will maybe separate up some things and share them out amongst them. Or maybe I'll leave them in the middle in a pile with a note on saying, share these out amongst yourselves. I might dodge that one. What would you do? It's as you've seen in most of my videos that I've made, I very rarely stick rigidly or fundamentally to the rules of a method that I'm following. I tend to, in the end, go with what works for me. So I start out doing it, I use their structure to help me, and then I deviate off if it doesn't work for me. And I think that's potentially a thought for you as well, because we have to do, I think, what works for us. What do you think? Do you think if you start a method of clearing or cleaning or sorting that you should stick to that method because that method's in place, because at the end there'll be another angle that you'll be able to look back on if you use the method in its entirety? Let me know what you think. So for these 3 videos, I'm using Margareta Magnusson's The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning, which was a book that she wrote in 2017. And I'm not sticking to it fully. So onwards and upwards. Off we go. Let's get on with it. And the birds running on the roof, which is scaring me. Space. So when the children went off to university, and when every time they came back, they went a few times, I think we just packed everything up and bunged it in the loft. So now we're dealing with that sort of thing. I found a very usable pair of scissors, and I spend all of my time looking for good scissors, and I found a pair up here, which is quite interesting. So I've taken those. I found some Lego. But my eldest daughter seems to have a lot more than everybody else, and the one that didn't go to university seems to have a tiny little pile over there. Yes, so it does seem it's about rushing out of university or coming back from travelling and just bunging everything at mum's, and then mum just throws it all in the loft. I'm thinking I might leave it here. You would be forgiven if you thought that I had completely gone round in circles and hadn't managed much. But I haven't moved those, though I can see labels on them as to who they belong to, so that's good. Oh, I thought I had looked in that box over there, but this is one daughter's, the tiny little bit, the one that didn't go to university. Now, starting at these pictures here, these paintings, and going all the way along to here is one of them. And I had absolutely I thought it was going to be this last one here. This black box here going down up to the green box and up was the biggest offender, but it's not. It's this arty one. And just to add to it, this here appears to be old Christmas decorations, which I shall take down. This box here is for taking down. I think that box over there and that old sleeping bag is for taking down. This pile here is mine, so I do have a big pile. So those records need to go in a box. As I say, none of this is moving, but I will get it more sorted out. I want to get it separated. It still all looks like chaos. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there and come back next week. So number 1 was to start early. Number 2, only keep what brings value, has a purpose or brings you joy. Number 3 is to label and organise things. And number 4 was to have those difficult conversations. And then next week we'll look at number 5 and 6. So yeah, see you then.